really start to see the shape of.
And I just want to push on that a little bit further. This
Yeah,
idea that potentially has been floated around that maybe the underlying technology at least would be used for central bank digital currencies. Now, highly controversial, like lots of people don't like them for very good reasons, even the concept of them. But is this potentially a bridge there that you've got a stable coin that sits outside of the central bank digital currency space, but can be potentially interacted with it? Because I know there was a lot of talk, at least initially, of some of these central bank digital currencies being spun up on platforms like the Ripple infrastructure.
yeah, yeah. So, with regards to CBDCs and Ripple, it has been mentioned that there's somewhere between 20 to 30, I would say, governments or central banks that they've been speaking to in relation to proof of concepts, developing. They've already got some ones there that they've done. Palau is a country, a small country, which uses the US dollar as its stable coin, and they've got a CBDC going at the moment. By all accounts, that's quite successful to their needs, being a very small population. And they had a situation where they would loan to each other on the island. And this allows lending products. Again, we've gone back to DeFi, but even the product, they're allowing decentralized lending products using this stablecoin within their small country. But how does that play out on the bigger scale, like the world? Well, yes, Ripple are looking to develop the CBDCs. The RLUSD could move on those rails between the central banks, and I think it's probably important at this point to let people know is that CBDCs have two potential components, one being a wholesale side and one being a retail side.
Mm.
Now, with the wholesale side, that's central banks talking to central banks, sending money between themselves. Now, whether that is in the form of an RLUSD to a Ethereum based yen to a something other based pound, the XRP ledger is very good at moving value from whatever form to another value of whatever form. It doesn't really matter. So if it is a CBDC or if it is a stable coin or if it is anything else of value, the XRP ledger is extremely good at that. So yes, it could be CBDCs. Is it limited to just CBDCs? No. I think it's going to be quite broad in what it can do in moving that value. And with regards to their tech, they look to get to do, oh, sorry, they look to try and do the cheapest, um, used to be multi-hop was what it was called. But they look to do the very cheapest way in which we can get this value to that side of the world. And if it means going through Bitcoin because of liquidity and then back into a Great British Pound and then into a Ripple Euro, they will find a path. And all of that runs on the XRPL, the ledger itself, which could increase volume. So it's not specific. It has to be this and it has to be that. It will source out the most efficient, cheapest pathway possible. So it's very exciting in that respect.
Look,